Alright, so if Malignant and The Descent had a baby, and The Hills Have Eyes and Don't Breathe have a baby, and the two of them grew up and were lucky enough to find each other, and they had a baby, it would be Barbarian. What's up guys, I'm Sully Streams. I post videos every week about which movies are actually worth your time and which ones are just hot garbage. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you keep adding to that never-ending watch list. And today I'm excited because we're talking about the brand new horror movie, Barbarian. All you have to know about this one is that it follows a woman that's in town for a job interview, so she books an Airbnb, but quickly realizes that it must have been double booked because when she gets there, there's already a dude staying at the house. Despite all the red flags, she decides to stay the night, but quickly realizes that having an extra roommate is probably the least of her issues right now. And look guys, I mean it, that is all you need to know about this movie. If you can help it, don't look it up, don't watch the trailer. Obviously this review is going to be spoiler free like always, but if there's one horror movie to go into blind this year, it's Barbarian. And this is definitely a horror movie I've been looking forward to ever since it was announced, and us horror fans this year have been eating pretty good, but Barbarian might be my favorite horror movie of 2022. Maybe. Like I said at the beginning, if you're a huge horror fan like myself, you'll probably notice some similarities between Barbarian and some of the more popular horror movies over the years. It's almost like a Tarantino horror film in that regard. It borrows a little bit from here, there, a lot of different places, and although some of it will feel familiar, nothing can prepare you for this absolutely insane horror cocktail when all of those aspects are in the same movie. Probably the best part of the movie is that it's set up like a twisted funhouse. I wanted them to explore every last nook and cranny of this house to see what kind of nightmare fuel was lurking around the corner. It almost felt like a horror video game in that regard. Like, okay, we just beat that part, we're on to the next stage, but what's lurking up in this next room? And that's kind of what sets this one apart from other movies. Yeah, it's a stone cold horror movie, don't get me wrong about that, but they throw in some mystery here and there to keep me hooked and make me want to know every last detail they want to give me. And the movie's filmed in a way to just make you feel uncomfortable and uneasy the entire time, but because of that added mystery element, you're gonna want to stick around to figure out what the hell is going on with all of this. And even if you're peeking out from behind your hands, you won't want to miss the layers. They just keep peeling back more and more. Like it went in directions I wasn't expecting, and it does it at such a fast pace that it's going to leave your head spinning. Like right when I started to figure out what was going on, it would throw something at me from left field, and I was never disappointed. Sometimes I was disgusted, but I was never disappointed. Another thing that sets this one apart is the cast and the script. Like way before the horror stuff starts, they set us up with two very entertaining and real characters. All of the dialogue between Georgiana Campbell and Bill Skarsgård flows effortlessly. Like they actually speak like people that find themselves in this annoying situation. I'd be pissed if this Airbnb thing happened to me, and that comes through. Even though I was more than ready for the scary shit to start, I was plenty satisfied with their banter back and forth and how they set up the scene for us. It makes total sense to me that our director Zach Kreger does a lot in the comedy world because all of the dialogue here was quick and snappy, and I was not expecting how funny this movie was gonna be. Just wait until you guys see Justin Long in this one. Any scene involving Justin Long, he pretty much just makes a meal out of all the dialogue he's given. This movie's probably just as funny as it is scary. And alright, all the horror purists out there whose alarms are going off after I said that, don't worry, it all meshes really well, and those scares are definitely here too. This is really one you're going to want to see with as many friends as possible. Everybody's going to be hooting and hollering when they see Barbarian. The crowd I saw it with was reacting to every single twist and turn that came about, and it made for such a fun horror experience. And this one actually is going to have a lot of rewatchability when it comes to introducing it to people who haven't seen it yet. Definitely fits into that category of movie where you're going to end up watching your buddies more than the actual film because you want to see how they're reacting to the insanity transpiring on screen, and that's only made so much better if you're able to avoid all the spoilers and trailers. That's what's cool about this experience. If you're able to go into it blind, you don't even know what you're supposed to be afraid of at the start of the film. You'll just know something feels off, and you won't be able to put your finger on it until it's staring at you directly into the face. That's what the best horror movies do, is they make you anxious or uneasy about stuff you see in your everyday life. Like you already know I'm going to be checking every room in my house and making sure there's nothing funky going on after this. And every time I use an Airbnb, I'm going to be making jokes about Barbarian Barbarian. It'll get old very fast. But anyway, I don't know if I would describe Barbarian as a groundbreaking horror movie because it just borrows so much from so many different places, but it's definitely the most adrenaline pumping and batshit crazy horror movie of 2022. There are some places in the story and with the lore that if it was expanded upon, maybe would have ended up with a better payoff in the end, but what we're given is the bloody, hilarious, disgusting thrill ride that needs to be seen with the most packed crowd possible. It's hard to talk about this one without giving it away, but if you're a horror fiend, you gotta check it out. Barbarian gets a Sully score of 4 stars. So that's my review of Barbarian. Let me know in the comments below if you're gonna go check this one out or if you've seen it already. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys at the next video.